Hey, what's up everybody? Thank you very much for the engagement, the subscription. I know I've been putting more shorts than longs, but I think they're just a lot easier on me to capture when I only have really the weekend to do that. Now that summer is coming up, I'd be able to go out past when I wrap up work to the dealerships because it will still be daylight outside for me to be able to record. This Accord is my Accord. You've seen it on channel many times. I want to do the 9,000 mile recap of what is this car. It is, again, my Accord 2023 Touring Hybrid, and it is boring. Yeah, I said it, and I'll tell you why. It never was supposed to be fun. Let's talk about the Accord. Let's talk about the 11th gen. Let's just talk about what is, and also we'll share what's in the house next for me that I'm planning on too. But a little bit of a history when it comes to the Honda Accord, the Toyota Camry, especially these two. I'm not going to bring in, though there are others like Nissan, Subaru, Hyundai, Kia, what have you. To me, Honda and Toyota in the economy segment, though $40,000 is not an economy price, but hey, with inflation and how we're headed, just in general as the citizens of the world, everything is getting expensive. And this is a product, it does get expensive just like anything. The two of these cars that just compete head on with one another, the Toyota Camry and Honda Accord. They never were promised to be a fun car. They were never advertised as fun. Camry got a lot more fun, especially the XSE V6. It is a stylish car. It looks good. It has the power, but then it has other trim levels too, which people can buy for reliability and day-to-day transportation. Same with the Honda Accord. Up until the 9th gen, even if we include the facelift, it was just a subtle, normal, everyday car. Yes, it offered the V6 in it, especially on the Touring, and also when it was the EXL offering, they had the V6, but then the 10th generation came about, right? A beautiful design, a beautiful car, especially if you go for the sport trim or if you go for the Touring one, and then it got a little bit of a refresh, but that car was and still is a very good looking car. One thing that just I kind of find funny sometimes, and this is not to defend the 11th generation, it's a car. It's not something that I have given my heart to, that I can't take any criticism, feedback. If this is a good-looking car to those that are either looking to buy it or those that have bought it, such as myself, it will always be a good-looking car. If you find the 11th generation ugly, hideous, sure, no problem. It could be ugly and hideous. It may very well be that. We are all individuals. We have a different perception of what is good versus what is ugly, and everyone has the right to express that as well. So I don't take that to heart. I will never take it to heart. Like I said, it's not a human, it is a product. I will just simply get past that very soon. A few things that I'll go over in terms of, again, if you're new to my channel and you don't really know what I've done with this Touring trim and why does it look different, I'll explain all that too, but there are other videos too if you want to watch as to the differences that you see on the car now versus how I picked it up when it was stock. I've been driving this since October of 2023. I booked it in August, got delivered in October. I pushed the timeline myself, so I picked it up in October. A few things I did from factory. I got the spoiler. Yes, it's a different spoiler than the Sport L and Sport trim that you get from factory, but this is a Honda part. It does protrude a little bit, but it's fine. I like it. I've been living with it, no problem. And then the Accord badging and the Honda emblem is blacked out from factory. I kept the Touring and Hybrid badge as is. The car does not, none of them have the exposed exhaust tip. There's only one tucked under to the right side of the car. I think it would have given a little more character if they were exposed, but that's fine. They already spent a lot of time in the back, nothing in the front. And then going to the wheels, these are stock Touring wheels, and in the defense of these wheels, they look a lot better when you look at it in real life when they're blacked out as opposed to the video that you're looking at, but I hope that I could capture at least the design. I think the wheels itself are fairly intricate, but I do like how they look out in black. You don't see the flower pattern or the lily pattern or what have you, but if you like stock, keep them. They were still nice. These are still stock, just blacked out in gloss. I also had blacked out my window chrome. The only trim that you got that from factory was a Sport L. I did not like the chrome, so I had to black it out, which I did right when I picked it up. The car also has a ceramic coating. And then from Honda, from factory, what I did also add back then too were these mirror inserts, which are black. And then with this, I got the package that gave me, obviously, the vents that were also blacked out from the silver gloss that the Touring comes with. Now, going back to the idea of this car being boring or this car being what it is, it literally is not supposed to be a fun car. So what's the opposite of fun? Boring, right? So that's why I'm deeming it as a boring car. If someone's wondering that I'm an advocate of my Accord and it's a fun car, absolutely not. It's a great daily. This being a hybrid, it has that dual motor, so you've got that idea of joltness. So really nice when it comes to, okay, me switching lanes or me merging on the highway. But again, a 204 horsepower, it can only go far enough. But the MPG is where Honda wanted to go hybrid, not so much for the power, right? These cars are not supposed to be powerful. They were never advertised to be powerful or fun. They did get into that somewhere in the mix. They did become powerful. They did become fun, but Honda took it away. Toyota is taking it for the 25 versions because it's all going completely hybrid. So if you are in the market and you want to pick something up that is still being produced, I would say go ahead. And if you want fun, then I would say go ahead, pick up the XSE V6 from Toyota. The Camry I'm talking about, 301 horsepower. It's a great car. And is stylish too in comparison to, let's say, this. This is back to the idea of being simple, subtle, and basic. I do like how this is and what this is. The audience that Honda Accord and Toyota Camry has targeted is far and wide. It's not the fun portion. This car can be driven by you, by someone that just got their driver's license, or by our parents or their parents, and so on and so forth, because the car may not have the personality, so anyone could drive it and be fine. It takes you from place A to place B. Now with the 11th gen, so refined in comparison, go ahead and drive it. If you drive the 10th generation, keep that car, because if you like it, it's going to last you a while. Do take care of your turbo though. But the other idea, yeah, that engine, Honda in the Accord lineup or in the Honda badge lineup doesn't offer it. But when we talk about the strict EPA regulations here, especially in the US and what have you, Honda had to do something. So they took it away from that portion, which was their Honda badging lineup. But that car with the configuration, kind of, and even prettier, the TLX. The TLX is undoubtedly beautiful of a car. From the exterior, absolutely no design flaws. It's a beautiful looking car, and it is a 10-speed automatic that produces 272 horsepower and is turbo. So if you want to go with something that is still Honda and looks a lot sexier than the 11th gen Accord, this, by the way, I think to any common eye, there's really nothing sexy about this car, right? It is bland in places, but it's doing the job for what I bought it for as a daily, and it gives me so much more tech compared to my 2016 EX. But I'm enjoying it, but I think there are parts that I'm missing, which I never bought this car to be that, but I think as a person when I was shopping for it, I might have missed that mark that I am looking for something fun. And this car isn't it. I did not buy the Accord to be fun. I will show you the car that I'm buying for fun, and I would want your suggestion. It's actually parked in the lot where I am, and I will show you that in the next 3-4 minutes per se. The Touring has a lot of nice features, such as the heated ventilated seats. It's 82 degrees here in Chicago today. I enjoyed that. I don't have to have that as a package. I got that in the 40,000 price point, right? You've seen the interior. This is all black. You could go with this or like the gray, white, whatever that is. You do just keep in mind, if you want to go for black, Honda doesn't do the headliner. That is also black. So you would get the dual tone headliner. The bright side on that is that, yeah, the cabin doesn't get super dark because of the headliner, but that's what it is. Here's the interior. You folks have seen it many times. It's very elegant. It is really nice material. Everything just feels good quality. It feels luxury. Edging, Honda, Accord, and other markets offer even more things such as ambient lighting, such as power folding mirrors, so on and so forth. But in the US, because there's an Acura lineup, you have to strip something from the Accord or the Honda lineup in general to be able to, you know, have people go up to the Acura lineup. Here's the back. Enough power, enough air in the back. Great space for humans just in general. It's a really good, nice passenger car too, if you will. But yeah, it's boring. It's not fun. It just is a normal everyday car. It does, to me, the styling does look fairly nice. It is long for one person, but overall speaking, when it comes to if you have $40,000, would you go for this or would you go for something else? I will leave that decision up to you. If I was in the market again, would I go for an Accord? My answer is no. The reason is because It's my needs that have changed, or it's my wants that have changed. If you want a car that is, one, reliable, two, offers you a great amount of features on the inside, three, is a hybrid, so mileage per gallon is amazing, four, it is not a bad looking car, at least in my opinion. I shouldn't even say not a bad looking car. It's a good looking car, period, to me. But then again, there is billions of us and everyone has a different eye. If your eye doesn't see it, no problem at all. You will always see something that you will like more than something that you don't like. And the other aspect of that too is there will always be a better car that we want than the car we drive. Simply put, you could go for a McLaren, but then you'd want a Bugatti. Just saying, and just, you know, just the idea of that, this is a vicious cycle, right? So the more you put in, the more you get out of it. But now speaking, so I hope that, you know, giving you the idea of why did I call this boring? The car itself never advertises fun. Me as an individual want something fun. I didn't buy this to be fun, but I think now I want something fun. So I don't know how long I'm going to keep this for, whether or not I'm going to trade it in, keep it in the family, and just go pick up something else. And that something else is going to be what I'll show you in just a moment. But yeah, do let me know if you have $40,000 that you're spending. I'm talking US money. Canadians, it might be different for you folks. But would you look at this? If that's the case, I highly recommend you go test drive. If you're looking for a reliable daily car, bring this in the mix. Compare it with your 2025 Camrys too, if you want to wait for that to see how that one is. It looks nice, I've seen it. Or if you really want something reliable and fun, then the XSE V6s or the TRD Pros in the Camry lineup, you should just go pick those cars up. They're beautiful cars, but they're complete different in styling. They're targeting the same audience really when it comes to far and wide, but yes, if someone's looking for fun and reliability, yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with the Toyota Camry when it comes to how that one still looks and what it offers you, especially in that 301 horsepower configuration. The car that I now will be going for, that I'm looking for pretty much in every state that isn't in a high altitude, because I don't want a car from a higher altitude, there is certain things I want in that car the way I want it, and that's all I will go for. I've been looking for it. I don't know when I'm going to pull the trigger because I have to find the right car within the right price and also within the right mileage, and also to make sure that it wasn't abused, because they do get abused, especially before someone trades them in or someone sells it. That, people, is going to be the BMW 340i or M340i, because I'm looking at the 2021 model years and up. This particular one is the configuration that I actually in fact want. Color, I'm either looking at the gray, the Dravid gray, which is the other one, which was an upcharge of $1,500 from factory, or the Portimao blue, or I would even settle for a all black or white. I'm still thinking about it. But this is the car that, and I talked about this in the beginning too, before buying my Accord, I booked a 330i M package, but then I showed the paperwork in my other videos too, but then I canceled it. I was just a little too unsure of making a German car, the first one for me at least, because I've always had Japanese. It's a great reliability and acceptability, but I just didn't know if I wanted to make it my daily. So 2 weeks before delivery, I just had this little panic attack. I'm like, hey, I'm investing. That car was coming out the door to be $58,000, 57,600 something. And I was like, hey, do I really want to spend that much money, take on the depreciation, and 5 years in time, I will be spending a lot of money on that car to maintain it. So is it worth it or not? And what I did was I called the guy up. In fact, I texted and I said, hey, I want to cancel the pickup. He's like, what happened? I have a 430i also if you want to go for that M package. I was like, you know what? No, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. I want a different car. I want a reliable car. I'm just going to upgrade to another Accord. And I went ahead and picked up my Touring. Now I think I'm still missing the element that I initially was going to get a new car for. That, again, like I said, was not in the Accord. They never advertised it, so it's my fault or our fault if we think the Accord's fun and it turns out that it's not. No, it is exactly what Honda said it would be, a daily reliable car with modern day technology and also refinement. So enough with the Accord now, but the 340i, this particular one obviously is an inline 6 B58 engine from BMW, a very well reputed engine. Also is producing at around 382 horsepower. This sidewards or parallel compares with your Mercedes AMG C43 AMG. They're roughly, especially the trims that are 2020 and up, because then it comes in the same power. Otherwise, the older ones were like 340, 360 some horsepower. But this is the exact configuration. Those are the exact wheels I want. I will not black these out because I fell in love with the wheels as is. This has the blue caliper. I would settle for blue or red. This particular one, obviously with the 21s and 20s and up, or the G20 configuration, the M340i didn't really have the fisting mirrors, which the 23 and model ups do. 23 also gives me the newer BMW iDrive 9, I think that is, or iDrive 8. If that is 8, then this one has the 7. If this is 8, then the new one has the 9. But this is the configuration I want the car in. Identical to how this looks on the inside. I only really want 2 colors of the interior, either all black or the Tacora red. This is an xDrive. I do want an xDrive, even though the rear wheel is a lot more fun, obviously, but I live in Chicago. I think I would prefer an xDrive, especially when I've never driven, a rear wheel drive as my daily. I think this would suit my things or my needs pretty well. A little bit about the BMW 3 Series in general. One, this is the 3 or the 3. I do love the fact that this is one of the staples in terms of what the car is in general. So the lineup of the 3 Series, if I were to tell you folks a little bit about it, it goes like this. You have the 330i normal kind, then you have a 330i xDrive, then you have a 330e, which is the plug-in hybrid, xDrive in that as well. Then you have the M340i rear wheel drive, and then M340i xDrive, which this one is, and then you get the M3, then you get the M3 Competition, and then you get the M3 Competition xDrive. So starting price at around $46,000 or $48,000, with the base 330 going all the way up to M3 Competition xDrive somewhere around $84,000. So there's so much in between to offer, but I think the M340i is that really nice, in my opinion, package that gives you the daily practicality as well as the power, more power than you would ever need in your daily car, really. 382 horsepower, inline 6 B58. The Toyota Supra uses that too, so the reliability of that engine is fairly robust. Otherwise, Toyota wouldn't put their badge on something like that. So that's check, but yeah, the car is going to guzzle more gas. This will be premium, so I have to compare those things. This particular one, as I am looking at it, the only reason I don't like this is that it's driven 47,000 miles. So I want to keep my mileage under 30,000 if I'm picking up a used one, and that's what I'm looking to find. The price cap that I'm doing it for my new car, especially on the 340 series or the M340i especially, would be somewhere around $51,000 out the door. So I'm looking at the cars that are listed, let's say, at around 40, 45, 46,000, and then bargain in out. So I will make sure that I'm under $50,000 when it comes to what I want in a new car. Now, if you are someone that has had an M340i, if you are also looking at this, comment below, let me know. Let's talk about the idea that, do we want to make this a daily? What are the pros, what are the cons? That's exactly why I'm putting it out here, because there's a lot of knowledgeable people that are out there, such as yourself, that can suggest me, that can also suggest me that, hey, don't go for this. As fun as it is, you're better off keeping your Accord for however long you should as your daily, save your money on gas, save the money on maintenance, and drive that. But also, if I want the fun part, then I have to go with this cars, because these, especially BMW, Audi, Mercedes, they are engineered to be fun. They target that. If you go for something that is fun in the lineup, I'm not talking about just a regular 530i or 330i, you know, that's a daily cruiser type of thing. But do let me know what you think of this car, especially if you've had friends, family, anyone that drove this, any issues that this car has given them, anything of that sort. So do let me know, and let me know if this decision might be the right decision for me. And since now I have, 500 some subscribers, so there's a lot of you that are now probably, going to become my family, and we will continue increasing that so we can keep this as a forum. We can keep this where we talk, chat, talk about it. One thing I want to preface before I close out the video is, hey, we are not here to insult anybody. This is something that I can say out loud, and I want to make sure that this point gets across pretty well. There's already 1,000,000,001 problems in the world. I do not want this channel, this forum, to be somewhere where we come in and challenge people, or challenge people in any other way that is insulting and or can hurt them possibly. If you can be anything, this is, I think, Dalai Lama's quote, if you can be anything in the world, be kind. So please be kind. Let's talk about it. Let's let's discuss things. We can debate in a nice way. We can also agree to disagree, but there is absolutely no reason to be insulting anyone or commenting on something that is completely irrelevant. I will not tolerate that. I will remove the comment. This is, after all, my channel. I will not approve anything that is irrelevant when it comes to the talk that is happening here at Car Talks or the cars. We're not talking about anything else but the cars. We can have fun with that, but please be respectful to everybody. I've seen some things in comments in the past that do either are fights with people that, you know, just the ones that are commenting. Here's the car, both of them in the same frame, really. But yeah, going back to that, please be respectful, please be kind. Like I said, if we can be anything, we can really be kind. We're all humans. We're all here together. So let's make everything that we can as fun as we can instead of insulting one another or questioning their choices, if not asks. But until next time, I'll see you guys. But do let me know what you think. I'm looking forward to all the suggestions, comments, advices. And if there is a brand or a car that you want me to go cover, let me know that too. I will go ahead and bring as unbiased of a review as possible, just so you folks can see that car. And if you want my opinion on it after I drive it or something, I'm happy to give that as well. Like I said, this video is going to be longer because I can keep talking. But until next time, take care, everybody.